So we are starting with our X-Space. So let's hope that this X-Space will be then all technically okay, that we don't have interruptions as we have usually. Now, I see Tarmo is joining. Approve. Let me click approve. And Tarmo, if you join, can you please speak a little bit? Hello. Okay, then let's start with X-Space number 24, 26, not 24. Now, last week we had an X-Space number 25 and we had some technical hiccups. We started with the X-Space and then 4 minutes after we started Twitter, we love all Elon, decided just to close the X-Space. Just so. And then we started a new one. So let's hope, fingers crossed, all that this will not happen today. So
fingers crossed.
And okay, we are not touching anything here. Let's hope that everything works. Yeah, not touching anything on any screens. So yeah. Okay, and if it happens, we will set up an alternate X-Space so that we can continue. Okay, today's topic is then, why AI agents will accelerate Web3. So people speak about AI, people speak about AI agents, but the topic is now what will be the impact on the Web3, and the title already is saying it, the AI agents will accelerate the Web3. But before, let's start with a short intros. So for the new listeners, Tarmo, would you like to start?
Hi, my name is Tarmo. I'm co-founder of Smart Credit and ChainAware. I'm a distinguished architect, 25 years experience as an architect, ex-chief architect of largest Swiss banking platform, 11 years architecture in Credit Suisse, etc. And education for master's, 1 PhD by Nobel Prize winner. In addition, CFA Kaya. I've built over 200 applications. I'm a very practical guy. I want to get things running. Martin, back to you.
Mm-hmm. And yes, when Tarmo is saying that he has 4 master degrees and 1 PhD, and the PhD was done by Nobel Prize winner, it was Dr. Huber in Munich. Okay, Tarmo is a very practical guy. Usually people think that someone who is spending time at universities, these are non-practical guys. Actually, Tarmo is very practical. And about myself, I have 4 master degrees too. So I'm just saying I'm a very practical guy. I'm coming from startups. So in the first startup, it was very AI and natural language processing oriented. We launched 3 very successful products. I launched 3 very successful products. And then later in another startup, I launched another one. So I've launched more than 4 successful products. Then I ended up in a Credit Suisse in Zurich. I worked there as a VP 10 years. And now then we did a Smart Credit. And now we are on the ChainAware AI. So we started with the X-Spaces then in January, actually 1 year ago, we started with the X-Spaces. And these are about AI, these are Web3, these are Convergence, these are about ad tech, these are about fraud detection. These are about all the use cases of an AI. So that's what we are talking now. But Tarmo, I will give as well can we do it so that you give a very short intro about Smart Credit, the previous project, and then I will tell about ChainAware, and then we dive in after the intro. AI agents, why we need them, how they will accelerate.
Yes. Smart Credit was first of a kind. It when all this so-called we started with decentral autonomous bank concept, and then DeFi emerged and decentral finance, but we speak always about decentral autonomous banks. And Smart Credit was first platform for fixed income, fixed term, fixed interest. And usually DeFi is a money market style. You have no idea how much are your costs. And we said it's fixed term, and this is your cost of borrowing, or this is your income in lending. And we've got it running, and it's live, it's working, it's generating cash. And many years ago, it got, Martin, quite popular. Number of platforms copied us and got huge investments. And we were first of a kind, and we have very successful project. And ChainAware grew out of smart credit, but Martin,
Okay,
you
let
can
me jump over there. Yes, then and ChainAware. So we started with the credit scoring. So we developed credit scoring. Okay, by the way, Tarmo and myself, Martin. So if you see ChainAware speaking, it's a Martin. So we are twin brothers. So we developed a credit scoring algorithms first, and the credit scoring actually it has two parts. The one part of a credit scoring algorithm, the cash flow analysis, so CFA standard cash flow analysis. So, but that is a fraud analysis. Point being, you cannot have a good credit score if you have a very bad on a fraud rating. So, but then we realized the fraud system, fraud system, because we did a fraud detection with an AI. It's a product themselves, and we tuned the fraud model. We tuned it, and okay, guys, we are now the 98% in predicting of fraud before it happens, not after it happens. We are predicting
real time,
just based on the on-chain data, based on the Ethereum, based on the on-chain. Okay, there are other chains supported too. Okay, 98% on the Ethereum. We predict things before they happen, not after. So there is a lot of fraud detection companies. They are documenting the fraud happened. Ooh, bad. They are saying it will happen in the future. So watch out. No, and then we did a rug pull detector. So we are predicting rug pulls in the future. We are saying which pools, okay, it's PSCs, pancake pools, which pools are doing rug pull in the future. And if pancake users, that 95% of pools will end up in a pancake sad facts. They are not charging it. They are just saying these are the facts. And if you are an investor, you better try to figure out which are the 95% and which are not the 95%, because you probably don't want to be in this 95%. And these are predictive rug pull detectors. So now we are not documenting rug pulls. We are saying where the rug pull will happen in the future. So that's a rug pull detector. Then we realized that we cannot only predict frauds happening in the future and rug pulls happening in the future. We realized that we can predict as well behavior in the future. So who will borrow, who will lend, who will trade, who will do leverage taking. So, and of course, we had also statistical attributes like an experience or like a risk willingness. Okay, if you are a CFA, the risk willingness is a very important attribute because it determines a lot of human behavior. So, and we started to understand what the people behind the wallets will do in the future. So other people are just seeing like a one arbitrary address, you see some address, but in ChainAware, it's like in a Matrix movies, this Matrix serial trilogy. So practically the others see these bits and bytes on the screens. We see persons behind the bits and bytes because the transaction history allows to detect what this person is doing in the future. Now we start with fraud detection.
Yes, we see green numbers and we know what is behind green numbers, and it is fascinating because addresses are still anonymous, but we know who is the persona behind, what are characteristics of persona, fraud behavior, intentions, technology, adoption cycle, experience, etc., etc. We calculate almost everything about transaction history.
Yeah. Okay. And let me add, and then what happened? We realized we can predict now what the users do as a next, and then we created a wallet auditor. That's one nice product. It's free to use. Practically fraud, rug pull, wallet auditor. These are free to use to regular users, so it allows to increase a lot trust in the full ecosystem. And then we say,
Martin, and when you speak about movies and mention also Minority Report, it's like we predict future, the same like in Minority Report movie. It's a Matrix and it's a Minority Report.
Exactly. But in a Minority Report, they had these ladies there and this some water things, bath tubes or so. But we are using data. We use the blockchain data. We use the public blockchain data to predict the future. And now, of course, what do we do after we predict the future? Very simple. There are two big business lines that we have. The one is a fraud detection business line. We have transaction monitoring agent. Okay, we speak about transaction monitoring agent later, so everyone needs it. But the other is the marketing agent. Because if we know what the people behind the address is doing in the future, I mean, it's the perfect for one-to-one marketing, and that's our marketing agent. We will dive into marketing agents later. We'll speak about transaction monitoring agents. By the way, we are speaking about agents which are working, which are there, which is in the production. We are not speaking about the things which are on the paper or white paper. Some people are asking us about the white papers, and we are telling them, what? What do you mean with the white paper? That's in a production. These are products of the real users. What do you mean white paper? So we are always surprised that people ask about the white paper. So anyhow, and that's how the ChainAware emerged. So step by step, we started adding new functionalities, and we realized that the capabilities that we built, we can connect them even with further things. And now we are by the agents. We are by marketing agents. We are by the transaction monitoring agents. Actually, I think some days ago, someone asked me like, hey, did you have like a master plan when you created ChainAware? No, we didn't have a master plan. We started to analyze the blockchain data. We started to predict. We knew prediction is the value. You see, there are so many AI projects, they try to predict the price. Okay, I didn't mention before I joined Credit Suisse, I worked in Credit Suisse 10 years. I worked for the biggest independent hedge fund. It's called Man Investments. 99.9999% don't know this hedge fund. I worked there. So, but you know, if you are in the predicting price, there's so huge competition because everyone thinks he can predict the price. We say we don't want to predict the price. Let the hedge funds predict the price. Let them use the computing power. Be happy. You know, we don't disturb you. We predict the behavior because we know behavior. That's the key for the marketing. It's key for the sales. It's key for the fraud. Let the others predict the prices. We predict the behavior based on the blockchain data. And we knew, so people asked, did we have like a master plan how we develop ChainAware? No, we just knew we had to predict the behavior monetization. If you have the behavior, monetization of behavior is coming from itself. So, okay, that means in case someone asks us about the white paper, about the master plan, that's the answer.
Zurich's life system use it.
We didn't have master
clients who use it.
We didn't have white paper. We didn't have master plan. We just developed the things which are possible to develop based on the blockchain data. And yeah, let me add this as well. Like, sorry, we are coming to AI just now very fast. We are using predictive AI. We are using our own AI models. We are not using someone else's AI. We trained AI with our own training data, with iterative process. It's a lot of AI projects that are just using open AI models and so that means someone else created the model, someone else trained the AI. You say, cool. But you see, the model creator, he gets the revenues. He gets the benefits. He gets the cash flows. The others are just the model users. Now, if we say creating the model, that's intellectual property. That's what generates your revenues and cash flows in the future. If you're using OpenAI model, it's good. It's good to play. It's good innovation. But if you use OpenAI, you generate revenues for OpenAI.
Just follow the money. Let's say it's this way.
Just follow the money. Oh, okay, guys. Now I'm sidetracking a little bit too much from AI agents.
Sidetracking. Yeah.
Let's get, of course, because we are doing from ChainAware, so I had to speak a little bit of the ChainAware. But now let's go on the general discussion about the AI agents, because that's what we're speaking. Okay, now XSpace 26 about AI and the Web3 AI agents. Why will they accelerate Web3? Tarmo, now, can you say what are AI agents? Just for the new listeners, what are AI agents?
Imagine AI agents are like autonomous employees and not in a style like we know from Terminator movie and a robot running around. No, these are like autonomous employees, and they have a specific task. They are trained for something. They are self-running. If something happens, they fall down, they stand up, they are self-healing. And you can imagine these are just like employees. The only difference is that these employees are virtual and they run 24/7. And they run continuously. And if you have employees, 8 hours per day, etc., weekends, partying. And a difference to AI agents is AI agents are online all the time.
They don't party, they don't have headache, they don't have whatever. 6 days.
Blue Monday, no.
No, Blue Monday. Okay, you see, guys, you work for the corporations and we know how the life was in the corporations. Blue Monday. Okay, what is Blue Monday? Just for the new listeners, Blue Monday is if you work in a corporation, you go Monday, the corporation back to working there, and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to be here. That's a Blue Monday. But back to agents.
No. Yes, I don't have Blue Monday. And it is they have some specific focus. It can be for accounting or for treasury or for marketing sales. Maybe we do a deep dive later. And they are self-running, like employees. It's only difference, Blue Monday. And maybe when we look at from other perspective, what is by AI agencies, they observe their environment. They do continuous observation of environment. They invoke APIs. They monitor market moods or social media or market trends, or use Brave APIs to scan the web. They collect all the time the data. They process this data using machine learning algorithms. And then they do decisions.
But Tarmo, I want to add this one thing as well, that this self-learning, continuous learning. Do you want to say as well on this on AI agents?
Yes.
Not that
yes.
like people, employers that learn some skills and do this forever. Like AI agents, they are self-learning, continuous self-learning. Yeah, Tarmo.
Yes. You generate the first version. And then this agent starts working, and it always gets feedback. It did a decision. Was the decision right? Was it wrong? Did it improve something? Did it make things worse? And after every decision, this agent will reconfigure. It gets better. Like Eric Smith says, this is a recursive improvement, which is very dangerous. I say, no, it's not dangerous. It means these agents will get better, and they will not become an expert level. They will become a super expert level, where you, have to, not to learn 10,000 hours specific skills. You have to invest, 25 or 30,000 hours for specific skill set. And these are AI agents. The longer they run, the better they get. You start with them, okay, they have a performance of maybe already senior employee. When they run half a year and when they get continuously feedback and relearn, reconfigure, they become experts, they become super experts, they become these super experts. So that you even don't want to waste time with human employees. You start using AI agents because their performance is decision-making accuracy and decision-making power is so much better.
Okay, Tava, now the AI agents are better. Now, and we had this AI wave, I don't know, when this open AI wave started, like 2.5 years ago or so. And you see, we are doing this X-Spaces on AI and Web3. We started in January last year. This is now number 26. Okay, it's number 26. Unbelievable. We have done it like 1 year now, every 2 weeks. So, but why are the AI agents coming now? Why it didn't happen, let's say, 1 year ago? Why it didn't happen 2 years ago? Why it's now? Why has this collective mind of Web3 engineers, of AI developers has gotten on this level of AI agent, and it's now? Why it wasn't there 1 year ago?
Yes, it is convergence of many technologies, Martin. What we have all these APIs you can invoke, because this is very in place. We have machine learning algorithms are already some 40-50 years old, some of them, some less. But what is new was that we had this conversational interfaces that you could speak with normal language, like with human language, with an algorithm. Because otherwise, earlier we had all these programming languages and abstract syntax trees to interact with knowledge system. And now we can, with LLMs, we can use normal language. And what we have in AI agents, that all these technologies are combined. You combine your APIs, you combine your machine learning, you combine your voice interfaces, you combine your conversational or chat interfaces. And then you can create these completely new autonomous systems. You bring together these different technologies. You connect these dots, and the result is something that is completely new, Martin.
And let me make a little analogy, because this question that I ask, why is it happening now? Let's take like 2 years back, like everyone I suppose everyone was using then this LLM interfaces, was asking the prompt questions and so on. Mm-hmm. So you asked a question, you could use it for diploma thesis, or you did some SEO articles, or you generated some tweets, later some illustrations, and so on, so on. So everything was a prompt-based. But now that's the difference between agent and a prompt. Let's say key differences are here. When we used the prompts, let's say 2 years ago, these prompts were using the data, the training data. It was even outdated training data. So I don't know. I don't remember now exactly from which year training data they used, but it wasn't a real-time data. So
yes, there's some 18 months delay or really huge delay.
So it wasn't real-time data. It was not connected with like a real-life data. Okay, like a blockchain data, incoming data. This was missing. They were not autonomous. There was always like this prompt engineer. There was this smart guy who knew how to ask the questions. Even this this engineering skill. There were even people, LinkedIn, I was called the job announcements for prompt engineers who earned then huge salaries. And all the skill was how to ask them these prompts from the LLMs now. But you see, there was always an operator on the AI. And this operator asked the smart questions, got an answer, and then he had some SEO text, or he had some tweet, or some illustration, or some video, and so on, so on, so on. But what is now in the agent? What is the difference now in the agent? So why now? Because if we connect now this AI with the real-time data, okay, we are speaking here of Web3 marketing agents, we are speaking here of transaction monitoring agents in the case of the Web3. When we are connecting with the real-time data, and we make it continuously running autonomous 24/7 beyond the agents. So you see, it was like this natural evolvement of the idea. First, it started using the LLMs. There was a prompt. People asked the prompts, the prompt engineering. But now it got to the full automation. So, and why did it evolve now? It was this convergence of technologies. So let's say the mindset, the scientific mindset wasn't ready 2 years ago, but now it's ready. We have the real time. We have this continuous self-running, and we have this learning loop. So that's why we have the AI agents now. Now, and they are in the production. They are working. Okay, Tarmo. But, we're speaking about the Web3. But let's speak a little bit, in our early spaces, we are always comparing the Web3 and the Web2. Because let's say every technology has is like this, how it's called this S-curve, how the technology gets through the general population. And Web 1 was one of the technologies, Web 2 was one of the technologies, personal computers, so on, so on, so on. Internet, mobile phones, so everyone has this S-curve. So now let's take Web 2 and let's compare Web 3. Now,
yes,
let's compare.
Yes, Martin.
Okay, please start.
Compare. If you want to understand Web3, first have a look on Web 2. And what is Web 2 is, first, it is not fully digitalized. You have massive amount of paper in the system. And if it is half non-digitalized systems, what we still have in Web 2. And the second is we have enormous back offices in Web 2. And the question is, why do we have these huge back offices in Web 2 and even bigger in Web 1? The answer is business processes. And the answer is these business processes are wrong. So everybody does the local optimization, nobody does the end-to-end process optimization. And as a result, you have completely wrong business processes. And when you want to put now into this wrong business processes an AI agent, you will get a wrong result. It is not gonna work.
Yeah, it's like a definition of the implication. If the implication starts from the wrong premises, the result will be wrong as well. Definition of implication.
AI agents, you can automate this non-functional business processes with AI agents, but you get wrong result. It's not. You have to do first full digitalization, full business process reengineering of these Web2 companies, so that they don't have paper, that they have optimized end-to-end processes and not just some local snapshots based on political power or I don't know which ideas. And first, then you can start really doing and applying AI agent technologies in these Web2 companies. And this is what people usually don't understand. They think that we can use AI agents to get Web2 companies running better. I just say, hey, continue training, because the reality in Web2 companies is none of them has optimized end-to-end processes.
Okay, guys, and if you don't believe it, Tarmo and I, we worked at Credit Suisse, both 10 years vice presidents in a Credit Suisse. Now, in a Credit Suisse, it's so, you can read it in the annual the data sets. If there is one front employee is then the guy who speaks with clients, the relationship manager. There are 8 guys in the background. 8. It's an IT, compliance, HR, you name it. It's unbelievable. So one guy and is in the front, 8 in the background. Now, what are these 8 doing? They're doing all these support processes. They are using thousands of IT systems. There is no end-to-end process digitalizations. And why you need these 8 employees in the background? You need to keep this stuff somehow running. Because if you don't have this 1-to-8 ratio, if you have 1-to-7 ratio, the stuff will be just failing. Entropy. How to say entropy?
It will collapse.
The company will collapse.
It will collapse, yeah.
And of course, now I can say maybe 1-to-8 is too much, but listen, guys, Google, other Web2 companies, they have the same story. What you are seeing is a website, but in the background, they don't have 1-to-8 ratio. They're 1-to-4 ratios, maybe. Okay, but if they're 1-to-3, they will collapse too. But the point being, they are not digitalized. All the Web2 companies are non-digitalized companies with a huge back offices. Now, if we're creating AI agents, we need full digitalization. We need a full data in a digital format so that we can train AI. Okay, some people using the OpenAI existing models, so we are creating our own new models. We are training them, but the data has to be in digital format ready. We are using blockchain data. We take this blockchain data in, and with this we train the models, and from other side, then every transaction we are routing to these models. So, and that's this big difference, Web2 and Web3, and we always need to emphasize it. In a Web2, we have partial digitalization, meaning the AI agents cannot take over. Digitalization is missing.
Yes, they are not digitalized companies, and they have this no end-to-end process views or automatizations. You have this human interface always in between, and try to use an AI agents. You can't. You can just use it in a kind of very, very local island.
But now let's take a Web3 and today's title, again, linking back to today's title, why AI agents will accelerate Web3.
Martin, this is your favorite topic, Web3. So
why they will accelerate Web3? Yeah. Very simple. That's this 100% digitalization, which we don't have in our Web2. So, okay, like we are saying. Now, let's take now the Web3. Let's take Web3. Now, how many projects are in the Web3? Now, there are different numbers, but lately I checked with the top radar. The top radar is then the repository where we have every project can self-register himself as well, his contract addresses and what they're doing. 225,000 projects are listed in top radar. Now, okay, let's say some of them are like NFT generator. NFTs are not, they are generating NFTs. It's an OpenAI, beautiful. Okay, but let's say, okay, for NFT generation, you don't need a code. But let's say, we don't know it exactly, but there are maybe 100,000, 80,000, 100,000 dApps which are writing code. Earlier people had to write code. If you're generating NFTs, you don't need to write code. You're just generating them. So let's say 100,000 dApps. Now, they are fully digitalized from a client's perspective. Now, each of these each of these dApps, okay, if they are contract addresses, it means they are productive dApps that are in production. They want to have clients, then clients are using it. The business process fully digitalized, which is beautiful. But now, why do we need the AI agents? What is the impact of the AI agents? Why AI agents will accelerate all the stuff? Now we are coming to this. Now let's take on these 100,000 dApps. Each of them will need client, every single one. Now, how do they go to clients? Via the marketing. Now, how is marketing done today in a Web3? We say it's a stone age. Okay, we have done a lot of X-Spaces. You'll find earlier X-Spaces, the summaries of the X-Spaces in our blog. You find them on our YouTube. But we are saying the marketing today in Web3, it's just burning money. It's wasting founders' money because it's a mass marketing. Same message for everyone. But let's think, guys, please. We're in a beautiful position. We have a blockchain histories. And from blockchain histories, we can predict, like we said before, we can predict so many things for the future. And now, what's closer from this concept now to take blockchain history to predict the future and to target your visitors with one-to-one messages based on their blockchain histories? If you know their past, you predict the future and you target them. Now, but this is not done except by ChainAware. So Web3 marketing is mass marketing now. And what does this mass marketing mean for these 100,000 dApps? Okay, who are writing them code? Let's leave the other guys who have just generated some NFTs with, I don't know, with some cats and so. Let's leave them aside. Let's take these 100,000 dApps who created the code. They need the clients, but their marketing costs are so horrific. The chances to become cash flow positive is practically non-existent. Some will get because Tarmo and I, we are analyzing like this. If you look at the revenue distribution of the dApps, it's people are always saying there's a normal distribution. We say no, wait. Nature is a power law distribution. This means very little ones are getting a very huge revenues and very many ones are getting nothing or very little revenues, which are not enough to make them sustainable. So that they're sustainable. Why is this important? Because if the dApps will not become sustainable, okay, it's a pump and dump, but they need this learning, they need continuous learning, they need this experimentation. The products are getting ready in the interaction with the clients. Now, if they're not succeeding to find the clients or the little number of clients to generate the revenues, they will not have these next iterations. And this learning is kind of stopping. They are doing the first shot, maybe the second shot, that's it. But sometimes you need a multiple shots to keep experimenting till you're getting to the perfect product. So, but because this marketing costs are so high now in the Web3, again, why? Because of the mass marketing. Mass marketing results in a very low conversion ratios. But if you're doing targeting marketing, like with the marketing agents, you bring your conversion costs massively down, which means we give very high chance to all these Web3 companies. Okay, like so maybe I'm getting now a little bit sidetracked. I'm speaking so much about the Web3 marketing agents.
Just let's give numbers. Acquisition costs today in Web3 companies are around 20 times higher than in Web2 companies, but transaction costs for user are 8 times lower than in Web2. And it means for users who have found these platforms, these Web3 platforms generate enormous value. But users just don't find these platforms because all this invisible hand that we have in Web2 is missing in Web3. And this is where of course, agents of ChainAware can take this role and play this invisible hand. And these are numbers. Web3 has competitive advantage over Web2. It is fully digitalized. It is 8 times cheaper transaction costs than we have in Web2. However, acquisition costs in Web3 are 20 times higher than in Web2. And this is, we all think, people should now run over to Web3 and start using it. It is just, we don't have this invisible hand buyers, sellers mapping technology currently, but these okay, we have it in ChainAware, it is available. And this is the status quo or current situation in Web3. We have enormous wave of innovation. We have for users who have found these platforms, we generate enormous value, but Web2 can't give them. It is just that users don't find these companies. This is the issue.
From one side, we are not getting right users to the right platforms, and from other side, if you're getting right users to right platforms, they are not converted because they're getting wrong messages. So,
yes.
So two sides, and so that means it's like fully like unbelievable situation. From one side is fully digitalized business processes, fully digitalized. They're giving so high effectiveness, so high efficiency. Okay, this is the benefit for the clients. But from other side, to gain the clients, the customer acquisition costs are so horrific in a Web3. So horrific that the chances for the long-term survival for the Web3 projects are pretty minimum. So, and how do we solve it? Okay, we have been speaking about this in our earlier X spaces. We are speaking about this invisible hand, about the market mechanisms, about the customer acquisition. We're speaking a lot of this. Okay, and we're saying it's very simple. One-to-one marketing. And now what is one-to-one marketing? One-to-one marketing is not us. We're doing marketing agents, Web3 marketing agents. Now, what are marketing agents? You get a blog, you get an address. From address, you predict what the guy is doing in the future. So you know his intentions, experience, risk willingness, fraud behavior. Okay, we want to exclude the fraud behaviors. So you know all the predictions about the address. Now, based on these predictions, you have the messages for him. You generate the messages for him, or you can edit them. You can predefine them, and you have messages for these users now. And when this user is on your platform, every user will see messages on your platform which are cut for him. Now, let's say if you're on some NFT platform and you're getting some borrower guys on NFT platform, give them an NFT guy on this platform messages which resonate with him. You get resonating messages, they will convert. Now, you're getting some lenders on the NFT platform. Beautiful. Give them the messages in the style like which associates, which resonates with this NFT platform and with these people. So help them to make this a mental jump from them, but who they are, to you, create this resonance between your platform and these users. And how do you create this resonance? Again, you have the blockchain history. You can predict what are their intentions, and based on their intentions, you create resonating messages. Okay, everything sounds like very simple. Exactly, it is.
It is, Martin.
It is simple. And well, and that's the impact. And I think impact is it's very simple as well. We're speaking 4x to 8x higher customer acquisition effectiveness. I remember we were speaking with one client and they were thinking, we say 8%. We said, no, it's not 8%, it's 8 times 8x. And why this? It's because of personalization. We have these agents running, they analyze continuously who is connecting to your platform. They are predicting what these users want to do as a next. And based on this, they are getting cat messages from them, which are resonating with them. And it's like you go into the cafe, which you like to be. There's a music, there's a background, ambience, you like this ambience. Maybe some other people like another ambience. And this website is like for yourself, like this ambience that you like. You like to be there. And if you like to be there, you start to transact. It resonates with you. It's about creating this resonating experience. Now, if people are saying this 8x, it's unbelievable, then I'm saying very simple. Guys, let's look on the email marketing. You know, there's a mass email marketing. Every one of us is getting all these emails. 1% open rate. Or in crypto, we have less than 1% open rate. Yeah. The personalized marketing emerged, where the emails are generated with AI based on your LinkedIn data, other public available data. And you know what? In personalized email marketing, the open rate is 15%.
15 to 30%. Yes.
Okay, starting from 15, going even higher. So we are speaking in a jump from a mass email marketing, to personalized email marketing, where we include other data sources of. Okay, like the LinkedIn and so 15x now. We are including other data sources too. We are including the blockchain. And not only that, we are generating now text based on the blockchain, we are predicting the intentions, and based on intentions, we generate the marketing. We say marketing operators because it's operationalizing of marketing. So marketing can then even define better messages. They are generated, can be edited. But the point being, we are creating resonance with your client. We are creating resonance with your visitor. So if you are resonating with someone, you want to interact with him.
Yes, and Web 2 is, Martin, functioning this way. And in Web 3, we are like in bronze time or stone time, or maybe or what times were before. And this is, when we have these AI agents, we can transform it. And you have focused now on mainly, Martin, on marketing agent. But if you take Web3 companies, there are also other roles. We have also these compliance guys and accountants and treasury guys and credit senior, super senior experts and community managers. Every Web3 company has a number of community managers and creative directors and very important B2B, business to business sales directors. You have all this, support stuff. Like we had in Credit Suisse front office and all these 8 employees per one front office behind. We have the same today in Web3 companies. And what I want to say is all these operating roles, it is not just marketing role which we can replace with an AI. We can replace all these roles with AI agents. Compliance officer who is checking is this wallet good or bad, or is it doing some strange stuff, or interacting with Tornado Cash or whatever, and this can be done by an agent. Treasury management can be done by an agent. For credit analysis, we have our own agent. It can be done already today. It's not PowerPoint or white paper. It's running. It's live. For community managers, there is all companies who offer now sales agents. You can take it and use it. Creative director. All these roles can be replaced by AI agents. And what it means is that Web3 companies transform to something where their operating cost will be even slower and lower, and their effectiveness will be even higher. And that's
plus they can focus on the innovation, because look on the Web3. If you take on our Web3 co-founders, or everyone who is in the co-founder role, they know it. Most of your time, you cannot deal with the innovation. You have to deal with all these supplementary activities. Now, just imagine these supplementary activities will be taken over by AI agents. We just automate them. All the market issues, automated. Community management, automated. Other things, automated. What does it mean? Does it mean now that the founders will say, I will work only 10 hours a week? No. It means they have more time for the innovation. Even more time. So, because at the moment, the founders are like juggling with all these balls, trying to keep this stuff together. And so much time is going for these supplementary activities. But when we have an agents in our place, I mean, all this innovation will be enabled. Because the founders, their role is to create innovation. They need a bandwidth for this.
Yes, and then founders can focus on innovation and even more innovation into resonating with customers, into understanding how the market or what our market needs or unspoken needs or what are trends, and develop matching products for it. This is where they have their focus time goes, and not into, hey, how can I do some transaction monitoring, or how do I do marketing with bronze time technologies. Or it's lots of time, and founders should do creative jobs. They should create innovation. They should design like business, not business process, but these canvases, business canvases, where you show all your components, how your channels, everything maps together. This is what founders should do, develop these products and corresponding services. This is very, very highly intellectual job. And today we have a situation where founders lose their time in all the supplementary processes instead of focusing on innovation. And with AI agents, we can change it. We can turn this game around, and what is the result is that founders can focus on innovation, Martin.
Which means a massive innovation wave that we will see. And let's look, one thing is now, from one side, we let the founders to focus on the innovation. And from other side, all this marketing, we take the acquisition cost. With marketing agents, we take the acquisition cost massively down. So founders will have more time for innovation, more creativity, more new products are coming, and acquisition costs are taken down. So it means as well these innovations are becoming more sustainable. There will be more chances for founders to iterate, to get even better innovations. So that means we are creating a spiral, upwards going spiral, which enables all this Web3 innovation. Let's think again now. Let's jump back. What is today's topic? Why AI agents will accelerate the Web3. And that's today's topic. So not just the AI agents, but why they will accelerate. And that is why they will accelerate. We are creating space for the founders for the innovation. We are taking the acquisition cost down. Acquisition cost down means that the founders will have more chances for the iterations, because you need more iterations to get to the good product. So you start with first iteration, get client feedback, second iteration, get client feedback, and so on and so on. It's a natural process. We need iterations to get better. So, but founders are running out of the money, so that's the issue. So now, if you're creating revenues for the founders, if you convert the users for the founders, we'll have more iterations. And the founders become sustainable. The businesses become sustainable. We spoke earlier that there are 100,000 apps, plus minus, like each of self-written code. We spoke about this, that the revenues, it's a power law. How the power law has distributed the revenues. That means a very little number of companies which are generating a very huge revenues, and then a flat, very long tail of who is generating very little revenues. Now, if you don't believe me, like it's very easy, you can verify this. You go to DeFi Llama, and okay, that's very DeFi-centric, but just go to DeFi Llama, and on the left side, there is this little menu there. You scroll down and you see there's revenues. Now, take the revenues and sort them by 1 year or so revenues, and you see about which kind of revenue concentration we are speaking. So little of projects have so huge chunk of the revenues, and so many, and this so many others, these are the innovators. And now let's ask this question, these big boys who are generating now these big revenues, are they the innovators? Or are they just enjoying their position which they have gained? We don't know how they gained it. Okay, we have some comments. We can have some other sessions about this. They gained these positions. Are they innovators now? No, they're not. The other guys, these are the innovators. But this power law, distribution of revenues at the moment, it supports these big boys. Again, some of the Platzhirsche, I don't know how to say in English. It supports them. But now if you're breaking this power law, distribution of revenues, by giving to the innovators the tools that they can compete, that they can convert their users with resonating messages. Wow. So that we are creating. And the title again of the topic is, why will it accelerate? That's why
Yes, Martin, it accelerates Web3, and what we see behind in Web2 is that Web2 struggles still with getting paper out first, and when they have gotten paper out, then they discover, oh my God, end-to-end processes are not optimized, and they have just optimized some small pieces of processes. So you have a wrong process, you put AI agent on it, and then you are surprised, oh my God, sir, I have wrong results. This is what will happen with Web2. And it is currently, we have a situation where Web3 with AI agents can reduce acquisition costs, can win time for founders to do more and more innovation, and can take out also supplementary roles what you have in Web3 companies. That your core team focuses on building your products. You will be innovators, you will be all creative directors and build the new systems. And And this will be, as you said, Martin, a self-amplifying positive feedback cycle, what we see here. And Web2 cannot catch up, and this is only Web3. And then what happens is, then comes user incentive models. And what are user incentives is, first, better service with lower cost. And in Web3, we have 8 times lower cost than we have in Web2 for the same service transaction. And if we have all these AI agents in place that also acquisition costs go down, then users will just run over from Web2 over to Web3 because they have better service, because they have benefit from it. Currently, users still stick to Web2 because they have their higher benefit, their perceived benefits. They don't know that they can get the same solution.
Okay, Tarmo, we have been speaking about this in earlier X spaces, like these 2 key issues, why the crossing the chasm is so low in a Web3. This is the 2 top topics: transaction monitoring agents, which are just as we speak now, getting introduced in the Web3, and that is the marketing agents. Now, the first is transaction monitoring agents. Now, the same story happened in the Web2. There were 50 million people, they're full tech innovators, they were there, but yeah, they were not coming, they had a fear to do the transactions because there was so much credit card fraud. And what was the solution? It was transaction monitors. Now, all transaction monitors are AI-based. Now, if someone says AML is rules-based, backward-looking. Transaction monitor is forward-looking. It's AI-based, always AI-based. And all companies doing these financial transactions had to implement the transaction monitors, had to integrate them. The side effect of this was the trust was massively increased in a Web2 ecosystem, meaning the people who came to the Web2, they did not get burned, because in a Web3 now, we have this issue, people trying to get a little bit burned, they get scammed, frauded, rug pull, that's why predictive rug pull detector, and that's how we take this fraud rate down. And if fraud rate is taken down, the trust is going up. People stay in the ecosystem. And the second issue in the Web2 was this as well. How do you bring the right users to the right platforms? The user conversion issue. And there we have to say as well, the invisible hand.
Yes, please go on.
And there we have to say many thanks to Google, because Google created this innovation. Okay, I'm just creating a parallel here. Now, Google is using your search history. Okay, everyone knows it. And Google is using as well your captcha history. Captcha actually sends data to Google. And based on this, he calculates your intentions. But the issue is it's very unexact. Now, if you are in a Web3, Tarmo, that's what you're saying. The blockchain data is the best data ever, because it's a real data. It's a financial data. And financial data allows the best transaction predictions what happens in the future. Now,
prediction power.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyhow, then in Web2, the Google used these data sources what they had, and they predicted as well behavior. There was this microsegmentation and so. But the approach was the same. This approach allowed to bring the user acquisition cost down. That means the Web2 became what it was because of transaction monitors and taking down the user acquisition cost. Now in the Web3, we are in the same phase. They're taking down with transaction monitors. Okay, ChainAware AI has transaction monitors. What do? They monitor a given set of addresses. If something happens, they just flag it or you block it, like from accessing your platform. So the transaction monitors, they took down the let's see, there are now 3 levels down. 3 transaction monitors took down the fraud rates, meaning people started to trust the ecosystem. More people stayed and joined. Now, the user acquisition systems, they took down the user acquisition cost of these innovative processes, meaning we got the right people to the right platforms and we will convert them to the real users because they got economic benefit from using the systems. 2, but the third one that is now happening as well. The innovators had more time to deal with the real innovations, and they got the chances to do the multiple iterations. So it's 3 levers. We are taking down the fraud, meaning increasing the trust. We are taking down the customer acquisition cost, meaning there will be chances for the companies to become cash flow positive, that they can do more iterations, and the founders will have more time for the innovations. So 3 levers compared to the Web2 2 levers, Tarmo.
Yes, and this will bring in this amplification plus user incentive model. User have incentive to go over from Web 2 over to Web 3 when we start applying AI agents in Web 3. Yeah, and this will be this, this hockey stick or exponential growth of Web 3. Combining blockchain with AI is what is solution to blockchain growth problem or Web3 growth problem. It will be automatically solved. And Martin, I see we are already getting. Maybe we should say some words about ChainAware AI agents, which are live and not,
yes. Okay, we have 3 agents live, and like say, if people ask us about white paper, say, guys, why you need white paper? The products are live. Please go and use them. We give you free accounts, you can use them. So, marketing agents. Now, marketing agents, they calculate your future behavior. They create messages based on the blockchain predictions for these users who connected this wallet. And these messages are placed on the screens. Now, and so they resonate with you, with the visitor. Meaning the people, your visitors, start to like your website. Now, there are always now the UX designers coming and saying that they will generate, they will create perfect UX. There is nothing like a perfect UX. People are different. People have different views on life, on environment, on everything. Now, you have to create one-to-one experience, resonance to your visitors, to your users. That's why I have to create. And when you can create this resonating experience, you get the conversion. Conversion follows the resonance. Now, of course, there's some conversions, purely statistical, rational, mathematicians, yes, but this is just a small percentage of population. There's all the 95% of population there too. How do we convert them? We have to create resonance. And that's what our marketing agents are doing. And somehow it's amazing. We are the only ones who are offering them. Web3 marketing agents. Although the concept is so simple, you take the wallet, you
have to calculate intentions. It's very compute intensive.
It's not so easy as I'm saying.
Machine learning and AI and optimization, and it is not that you go and copy it. You need a lot of skills to calculate intentions. And when you have intentions, then you can create messages. And this intention calculations, this is what we know how to do it. All different dimensions of intentions: criminal, non-criminal, psychological, technology, lifestyle, everything what we can calculate.
Out of the blockchain. Out of the blockchain
public data, based on public data, Martin.
Yep. And the effect, customer acquisition costs are taken down, meaning the companies will generate much more revenues. So more time for innovation, more time for the iterations.
Yes. And then we have transaction monitoring agent, and it monitors continuously. There is a new transaction in Binance or in Ethereum blockchain. Okay, I checked this address or participated, but is it now doing good or bad transactions? I see it automatically. I can update my fraud scores and everything. It runs just, and then you have notification system if somebody is interested for these addresses. And then you have
and let's say the transaction monitoring is actually a regulatory requirement for the virtual asset service providers. Just saying it here, because there's a regulatory requirement to do the AML. Now, AML is always rules-based, backward-looking. It's a forensic. It documents what has happened. AML is not forward-looking. Transaction monitors are forward-looking. That's why they use always predictive AI. This is so on the all full regular banking. We worked 10 years with the Credit Suisse, so transaction monitors are forward-looking. You cannot use AML to do transaction monitor. Although there is one very big company which received 500 million investment, which tries to tell you everyone, I cannot say the name, otherwise they get upset, but it starts with a C. It's not ChainAware, it's something else.
Enough, Martin.
Okay, enough indications. Anyhow, because they are trying to sell crypto AML as a transaction monitor. Now, these are two different disciplines. One is AML, backward-looking, rules-based, documenting, forensic, and that is transaction monitoring, forward-looking, AI-based, predicting what happens in the future. And we have this transaction monitoring agent. Forward-looking, We are not doing AML. We are not documenting the past. We are, let's say it, we are documenting the future. With 98% prediction rate, we are documenting the future. Yeah, and Tarmo, and then we have as well a credit scoring agents. Tarmo, please.
Yes, and in normal, all this fiat world, everybody knows in US, for example, all these fiscal scores, and most of decisions are made on fiscal scores. It's everywhere. And this is like how trustable you are, what is like your characters of your personality, and it's the same. What is your credit score? And this is also we calculate based on your transaction history, on your interactions.
And that's how ChainAware started, from credit scoring, then fraud detection, and then marketing agents. That's the...
Yes, and key point is these three agents are live. We are not talking about white papers or PowerPoints or some VC presentations. No, we are talking about real AI agents with real clients. And this is existing. These AI agents are live, they can be used, they can be leveraged. And the best is we know capabilities of these AI agents, we know what can be done. And if you see that you can activate learning, you can activate super learning of AI agents or super learning, and how they get better over time, then you know what is the future. And future is that we bring together blockchain with AI agents, and this is what brings enormous growth to the Web3. And Web2 with all these paper-based processes and non-optimized from processes, we don't have to touch it, leave it, users will just transform over to Web3. This, Martin, or let's try to summarize. I already summarized.
Let's try to summarize, yes, because we're on 60 minutes. We said always this goal, we stay under 60 minutes. Sometimes we succeed, but actually we don't succeed with this. So, okay, Tarmo, your summarization?
I just said this technology...
Okay, and from my side as a summary, okay, why will it accelerate? Again, these three levers, we developed this idea now of the three levers. From one side, you're taking down the fraud rate. There's more people, transaction monitors, more people entering the ecosystems, and they stay longer. From other side, we are taking with agents, with marketing agents, down the customer acquisition cost, meaning the companies, the 100,000 Web3 companies have higher chances to stay longer in the business, to generate revenues, to do more iterations, product iterations, to become better and better, to get even better products. And the third one, by applying the agents in a Web3 companies, not only marketing agents, not only transaction monitoring agents, but it's happening. We are creating more bandwidth for the founders who can focus on the real innovation, not just creating yet another PowerPoint, but on the real innovation. So, and these three levers, okay, and Tarmo, you mentioned more, this will then result in the accelerated growth in a Web3. Okay, that's a summary for me. Okay, guys, then this is today's X-Space. It's our Web3 and AI X-Space number 26. We'll put the X-Space as well in our blog. We'll put it on the YouTube. If you like it, this X-Space, please forward it. Please share it. If you have questions, you can always ask the questions then below the X-Spaces. So then thank you all. Thank you all for listening, and please like, please share, please comment.
Thank you, guys. Future is bright. Yeah, thank you. Bye.